Hi, I'm Annalise.
And I'm Tony from the Rook Room. We are a pop-up all about unique board game events and experiences. We've partnered with XBK and we have a bunch of exciting stuff coming up. So definitely keep an eye on the calendar and on social channels because we're going to be posting a lot more about it soon.
Exactly. So Ducharme-Jones will be taking the stage at the upcoming Live, Local, and Loud show at XBK on April 30th. So XBK is hosting a vinyl happy hour from 6 to 7 before the show for anyone to come and hang out. But the show itself starts at 7:30. So while anyone's welcome for the vinyl happy hour, the show is for ticket holders only. Tickets are $10 and they're available along with all the other details you're going to need on the XBK website at xbklive.com. So space is limited and masks are required. And don't forget, there's a free live stream of the event on Facebook and on YouTube that night if you can't make it in person. So joining us today for our game of Showtime and Tell are Dave and Annie Ducharme-Jones. Thanks for joining us today. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're excited to be here.
Great.
We're excited to get a tour of your house while you run around looking for some items for us.
Yeah. We picked it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clean house.
Good.
We don't mind. It's okay.
Yeah,
We're
it
not
looks
judging.
beautiful. Okay, so this game, for anyone who hasn't seen one of these before, it's a segment where we get to know the artists and performers a little bit better by going beyond the usual interview questions. So we're going to give them a couple of prompts for some items to find around their house. They're going to find them, bring them back, and we will talk about them and get to know them a little bit better. All right, you guys ready to play?
Yep.
So the two things that you each will go find are a favorite photograph and something that has just a good and unique story behind it.
Well, you go find yours and I get find mine, right?
Okay, let's see. Something that has, boy, you guys were really making this hard. I'm going to follow Dave.
Okay, perfect. Oh, I love this. You're playing camera person.
So let's see here. This one might be a good one.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty special right there.
oh, wow. Tell us about it.
Yeah.
This is Luke and Lucy, our sons' children, our grandkids. Right now they're 3 and 6, but this was us saying goodbye to them. They came up to visit and, we had to, it's going to make me cry to even say that. We had to say goodbye to them while they went back to Denton, just north of Dallas. And so we talk to them FaceTime all the time. We are totally tight with our grandkids.
Yeah.
We are we're kind of the crazy liberal grandparent.
Yes. Love it. Love it.
So that's that.
Ah,
But meanwhile, let me see what Dave is doing.
see what Dave's
Oops.
You
found.
want something that means something?
What?
Yeah.
Got a story behind it?
Good
Something
story.
that has a
Exactly.
story behind it.
Ooh, I see
Well-
a tiny guitar.
Not a whole lot. Not a great big deal, but one night at a gig in the tip jar,
You can put that down.
somebody put this in the tip jar for me.
Whoa.
It's a replica of my one of my guitars.
Oh my
And
God.
it's like a working little model. It's really cool. If I could plug it in, you'd hear how great it sounded. But
Wait, it actually plays too?
it's got little knobs that move,
Oh my gosh.
no switches. It's strung with 6 strings,
Wow.
so you can hear it's perfectly tuned.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Anyway,
Sounds
that's
great.
one
Do you
heck of a
know who
tip.
made it?
isn't that neat? It's
That is totally
somebody-
cool.
I don't know
Let's
where
see.
they found
Zero
this,
in
but-
on that neck.
but it's an actual Fender
Oh my gosh.
Blackguard Telecaster right
That was
there.
a pretty cool tip.
It was a neat tip.
Do you know who gave it to you even, or is it still totally a mystery?
Who the person was that gave it to us. It was just in there. It came in a box that looked like a case.
That makes
And
it
it was
even
just
better.
sitting there, and it was like somebody who's, I guess, come and seen us a bit and knows I play this guitar, and
Yes.
they thought that might be a neat little tip. And I think it's pretty cool.
I
That's
think
incredible.
so too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you're out there, folks, I mean,
Yeah.
either come
Yeah.
forward or don't, but they clearly love it. So great job.
Go.
Good tip. Yes.
All right. Any more favorite photos or unique items?
Oh, let's see. I love this piece of artwork.
Yeah.
We just moved into
Yeah.
this house. This is kind of a crazy room, really. We when we moved in, they had used this room for a paint commercial.
That's exactly
So-
what it looks like.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
you can see kind of the wild colors. And so when we
Yeah.
bought the house, we really weren't sure if we were going to keep the colors or not, but we've kind of fallen in love with them.
I love it.
And
Yeah,
then
for sure.
at the same time, we'd been to an estate sale that had this wonderful artwork. And
Yeah.
this is like, I don't know, how tall is this? 5x8 or something. It's just huge. We had to get a truck to bring it, but it is by a Des Moines artist. I think it's Karen Strobing. And
Cool.
this was given to a couple many years ago as a gift for their wedding. And they were downsizing and moving to a smaller place. So we are the now very fortunate owners. And we just
Wow.
love it.
Can we get a little
Yeah, I mean-
close up? Can we see some detail on there?
Yeah, like just,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
it's just full of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just fun to look at, and it brightens up the room. This whole room is so playful and light.
Yes.
And I'm sure that's sort of a
Yeah.
piece that when people come over, they ask about, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely a focal point in that room.
What a perfect piece too for such a colorful room.
Black and white and gray.
Yes.
Yeah, neutral, some neutral. You know, we are kind of rehabbers. We're kind of rehabbers. This is another cool piece. This was by my cousin. It's called The Poker Game with a little
I
devil
love
angel
it.
playing poker here. But you know, we've been doing fun stuff like Dave did these carpet squares, and we've been rehabbing bathrooms, and
Oh my
you know,
gosh.
we've painted almost every square inch of this house since November. So
You guys are
Since
just
November.
extremely talented. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
that is something we kind of enjoy doing. I'll take you down the
Cool.
stairs real quick. He just finished painting the stairs purple and adding a runner.
What? That's so cool.
I
Isn't this
love all these
crazy?
bold, bright colors. This is amazing.
And so down here is we have a walkout basement where we have our rehearsal set up. So this is kind of
How
where
cool.
the band hangs out when Jimmy just brought this drum kit over yesterday.
Nice. Getting ready for next week. Getting ready for the show.
Getting ready for the show. And then down here is
Yeah.
kind of our control room because we record all our records at our house.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
that's
So
cool.
this is Dave does all the mixing and all the hard stuff in here.
Oh my
and,
gosh.
We record some vocals and things in here. So anyway, you know, we're pretty excited to have found this place because our last house had a real basement, you know, like one of those dark cement things that gets wet when it rains a little bit.
Yes.
And so this is an improvement.
Yeah, I'm sure you love spending time down the basement, right? I mean, recording studios to work and mix the music, rehearsal space. That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, this is totally like a mid-century house, and we're just kind of having fun with mid-century modern stuff.
Totally. I love it.
Yeah. I love your whole style, your whole vibe at the house. Like,
Thank you. I know you guys. Next time you'll have to come over for coffee.
Yeah. Easy.
yes, can't wait to get together with people again.
Exactly. Dave, do you have a favorite photo you want to share?
Well, it's funny when you say photos because where do we have photos now? We have them on our phones, right?
Mhm, exactly.
So,
Like a favorite photo, I only have like 8,670 on my phone.
Exactly.
right. Okay, so I have one. This kind of marks our very last show in Austin, Texas.
Oh wow.
So it was kind of a bittersweet night. I remember we played the show and then we let our band know what our decision was made and that we were moving. And it was kind of a shock to everybody,
Yeah.
But so when I look at this picture, I always think about,
It was kind of an emotional time.
kind of a bittersweet.
Yeah. Tell us about that timeline a little bit. How recently have you moved here? How long were you there?
We were there for almost a little bit more than 25 years.
Oh wow.
And we were in San Francisco before that. And so we moved here in the very end of 2016.
Yeah.
Cool. Dang,
Mhm.
lots of big art scenes too. And then coming to Des Moines and sharing your talent with all of us. That's so generous. So generous.
Well, it was one of the things, we've got family here, but, one of the driving forces was we really thought the music scene or saw that the music scene here was was really happening and some really cool things going on. And so, we thought
Exactly.
we were part of that, and be able to spend, be closer to family and things like that too. So
Exactly.
At the time we moved to Austin, it was a little bit like where Des Moines is now. Austin was in a really creative space back then. It was small, and it was nice to leave the Bay Area. We were looking for something, just a little bit more music friendly, and it felt the music scene down there felt very organic. And then Austin just went crazy. So moving up here, it felt a little bit like what Austin felt like in the beginning. It's a size of a city that is manageable and easy to get around, and people are fabulous. And
it's eclectic. I mean, there's a lot going on here. A lot of good restaurants, a lot of art, a lot of
great musicians. We knew we could find musicians that were going to be great to play with and hang out with. So it seemed like an easy choice at that time.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah. Tony and I talk about that all the time, about how, we're both from other cities too. And we have chosen this place because it does feel like a place where people just say yes before they even hear all the details. They're like, yeah, what is it? I'll do it. Sounds good. And that's how you get that kind of eclectic, people trying things, people getting ready to, do whatever, which is why I'm so excited we get to start opening up a little bit again and seeing all that in person.
We sure are too. Yeah.
Good. Well, anything else you want to share about your show or about yourselves, or what we can kind of expect?
We're excited to be back at XBK. That was the last show we played before the shutdown. It was like March 5th or 6th, something like that. And we did an IPR show there. And it was so fun. We had such a good time. And we were all still kind of in that innocent place where we didn't realize what was going to happen.
Yeah, really.
I think I hugged everybody that night, and I'm so glad I did. I'm glad I didn't have COVID at the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're thrilled to be back. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah.
So what can we expect from that night? How do you guys do live performances? What kind of vibe can we expect if we go there and stream it online and all those ways to watch you?
Well, we're going to bring our full band. So, we'll have a rhythm section, and Andy and I and another player on keyboards. So we'll be doing, we've got a new record out this year. So we're going to be performing songs from that and some other stuff.
We've got Scott Sutherland on bass, Jim Stevens on drums, and Russ Tomlinson playing with keys and background vocals. So it's going to be a fun, it's the cool thing about our group is these are the people we hang out with when we build a fire in the backyard. So it's like being there with our best friends.
Oh man. And you just can't fake that kind of energy either. I can't wait. That's going to be great.
We kind of call it, we refer to it as Americana roots rock. But it's reminiscent maybe of a little influence from Lucinda or Tom Petty. We write songs that are, kind of rootsy, but they also have a little bit of a hook.
Cool. Yes.
I don't know. The musicians are amazing. We're just so lucky to have our band members, and it's always fun to get together. And we just haven't been able to do much of that this year. So anytime we can get all of us together right now is a special night for us.
Exactly. And you'll have a crowd too, which I know is something that a lot of performers have been wanting to get back in front of face to face and see and share a space with people. So good. Well, this was awesome. Hopefully you had just as much fun as we did.
Well, I hope you're going to get something from this, as we sort of appeared a little kind of steered off course there,
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
It's fine. We just want to do one more quick reminder too, that you can see these two lovely people, Ducharme-Jones, on stage at XBK coming up this Friday, April 30th at 7:30. So don't forget also about Vinyl Happy Hour. That goes from 6 to 7, and they have some just wonderful drinks there. I love it every time. Jack behind the bar does some amazing pours. So be there for that for sure. Limited tickets are available at XBK live.com. So, and these have been selling out too. So definitely get your tickets early if you want to go in person. And of course, you can always stream it live too on Facebook and YouTube.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. So good to meet you, and we can't wait for your show.
Nice to meet you
Thanks.
too.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.